refreshing, relaxing, stressful, tiring at the same time. Seeing, time to think about a lot of things and to ask myself a lot of questions. See whether there are changes that have to be made and all of that. So it's really been some good time. Yeah, it's been worth it.
It's been worth it. But sometimes you think through and then you realize that challenge. Let me just give thanks and praise.
Yeah. You see that? No. Well, I'm still in a better place.
You look at your situation and you look at that of others and it's okay. Well,
God is still good.
Yeah, it's bad, but you survived. Anyway, the New Finder newspaper says Alan promises to abolish unnecessary taxes on imports. Performance tracker, 74 omitted projects added, 67 wrong entries deleted. Where's the apology? Can DAPA solicit Western support for anti-terrorism initiatives and $360 million IMF third tranche booked? Board approval and disbursement expected in June. What's on the front page of the Daily Analyst this morning? They say, without fear or favor, they report that Imani slams government over performance tracker and also pursues in Kosovo mining concerned farmers angry at the Inchirahima. Kwabena Boateng wins a Jesu MPP primaries. Oh, so they didn't vote for Kwesi Nyantakyi even though he came from the hospital bed. Oh, where is Bugri Nabu? Yeah. Clash at Temanu Town. Ghana forces warns against attacks on personnel and installations. Renaming Ameri power plants disgraceful. Elembele MP fires and Total Energies awardees 2023 JK Hogle. Transport wins most reliable transport award. Sixtus, what do you have?
Since you started with a New Finder, let me start with the New Independent. Fair, firm, and balanced.
New Independent.
I have Mr. Kojo Alan Chamating splashed all over the paper. On the front page, he says, Kwabena Boateng wins Ejeso MPP primaries. Baumia will continue my good works. Akufo-Addo. IMF scores Ghana high on economic management. And the banner headline, Ghanaian traders will be my priority when elected president. And this is coming from Alan as he promises Guta. I will establish a free port enclave at Tema Port. Also, Alan speaking. On the front page of the Anchor newspaper revealing the truth, NDC bigwigs run from cooked GMPC scholarship list as election year dirty campaign hots up. Comes with a picture of the Honorable Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, John Jinapo, Felix, and Joyce Bawa Mokhtari. Also on the front page, Kaswa missing manhood false alarmist jailed. Others fined, bonded. I had some happen in my neighborhood.
In your neighborhood.
What? I wasn't even in town.
Growing up around the Kaneshi area, we were told that these things were happening. So when they send you to the market, you're on the footbridge and you're holding everything that has to be held. You don't want your body to touch anybody's body. There was discipline. All that rowdy walk, you see people pushing people in, and no, you didn't find it.
No, but till now, I don't like being touched in crowds. I mean, if I'm walking and you touch me anyhow, I'll stop you. It's something I'm very alert and sensitive to.
Yeah.
For that reason, I don't even get into certain crowds. I just don't like.
But who even brought up this whole concept of missing manhood and matters arising?
At least Kaswa trended.
but they shouldn't be trending for the wrong reasons.
Nyantakyi's sympathy tears fail at Ejeso. Cynthia Morrison loses Aguna West. Lands Ministry Yana to launch Green Ghana Day tomorrow. Your favorite.
They are planting new trees.
Yes.
And LPG is selling at 16 Ghana cedis per kilogram.
We will plant and cut and do firewood.
I mean, so how are we marrying the two? and you know that kerosene is actually even much more expensive than diesel, petrol, and LPG.
I think about it and I just don't get it.
Yeah.
For the now, kerosene is what we use.
Yes, something for the poorest of the poor.
The poor
is actually now more expensive than what those who have cars and can afford at least. Yeah, and it beats my imagination. I tell you, it beats my imagination.
Before Rawlins's rural electrification projects, kerosene was the commonest fuel for our night lives.
Yeah.
I mean, and this was something that every household could afford, because all you needed was a lantern, and you would
a lantern or a bobo, as it's called,
or good to go. Well, we also had in Dagari we call it fintile, but that would mean that would go beyond the lantern we know
bobo,
it,
right? So you put a wick through it, and then it's
so we use cotton wool.
Cotton wool, okay, yes, it works. It works anyway.
Very nicely crafted,
yeah.
And shea butter was the fuel for that. So you just roll the wool, put it in the tin, and
we used to have a kerosene fridge. It had cotton wool at the back. Like it was a kerosene fridge. Yeah, you put it in there, you light it, and for those who know it, I mean, it's not in the system anymore.
No.
So you find that people who have kerosene stoves, and back then, okay, you don't see people
kerosene stove as well.
Yes, you don't see people roaming town with those empty mineral crates,
selling
wooden crates, selling kerosene beer bottles and mineral bottles. You don't see them again. But
we have come far.
Yes, but it doesn't wish away the fact that people still use these things and people depend on it. To have it at that neck-breaking price for me is not fair.
It's not at all. And I wonder how the so-called things for the poor have become more expensive than any other thing.
Yeah.
So you talk about kerosene. The other day we were talking about Coffee Broke Man. Coffee Broke Man is no longer for the broke.
No, it's not for the broke.
Kinky is no longer for the poor.
It's not for
Gobe is no longer
Wachi.
for the... So what is happening to us? And things seem to just be going higher and higher and higher and higher. Cost of living is never coming down. It's just climbing up. What is happening to us?
I don't know. I think that over time we have become an insensitive society. We don't care about people. We have no fellow feeling, and we think that it's okay. It's fine for us to have some of these things. I mean, go around us. And for me, it's time we come back to it. A national conversation maybe should be engineered from here. You know, to reorient the minds of people that look, you don't have to tailor a a solution, all right, to the problem based on what you, the policy maker, is comfortable with.
I think it's because people get into office playing too smart and too intelligent for the rest of the population. What stops us from having national conversations on a lot of these problems that we are confronted with, so that in the very least we are sure that we are able to aggregate ideas and see from there, and then we are able to go with the best of the best, what works. But it always appears as though the party forming the government of the day has the best of the ideas.
That's right.
No one else can contribute anything.
That's
no
right.
one else can make any suggestions or inputs into the problems that we are confronted with. That's terrible.
Bad, because
that's terrible.
I mean, we live in a country where you have, and I'm happy that, for example, Dr. Abu Sakara Foster, right, is partnering with Alan Chermanting. These are two big brains, if you ask me.
As a CPP person, I'm not happy.
Well, so you may say what you're saying, but I'm also saying that well, my grandfather, C.F. Hughes, is a foundational member of the CPP.
The CPP.
So I can also say that, well, I'm not happy, but to the end that you have a fine brain like Dr. Abu Sakara Foster, right, who has been left to be on the fringes for a very, very long time, even though we know what he has achieved privately, what he can do. The likes of Boachie Jakun, being just thrown away for
partisan
reasons, just thrown away. And then look at the energy ministers we have had after Boakye Jaku. It just doesn't make sense.
If we say anything about that, they'll come for us.
Today, the same Ameri for which Boakye Jaku was sacked, we are now finding ways to rename those Ameri things.
Isn't it ridiculous?
And then now we are asking questions that, should we be calling it Ameri? What exactly was Boakye Jaku's crime? So the quality of people that we have and the resources, we just throw them away because we disagree with them. We don't think that they are going to sing our praise.
Johnny,
and all
that is
that.
why
and for me, that's
I always go
nonsense.
round and round and round to come and say that former President
Kufuor,
is a man that Ghana should miss. And a lot of people who have followed the politics of this country must be missing him.
The all-inclusive government.
The all-inclusive government. He started that. A model school for each district. He started that. I mean, imagine that.
NHIS.
He started school feeding program. He started
capitation grant
programs that today we are struggling to maintain. It's just ridiculous. So imagine, let's just take these programs. Imagine that with his one district, one model senior high school,
right,
followed by the E-blocks that Mahama came with, and then free SHS. If we had done these things well, imagine where Ghana would have been today.
Add presidential special initiatives
on cassava, starch, rubber or something.
We succeeded in collapsing everything. We're trying to reinvent the wheel. So essentially, I think we're saying the same thing. And the question is, will the people who take the decisions at the big tables listen? Because if all we can do is to say, this man helped with the campaign, this man is a party person, and sometimes when
this man has been with me since I was in opposition,
and so
he has to remain in office.
This position.
I mean,
and it doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, we the taxpayers, we the citizens, are not getting value for money for whatever we give to these people. I'm looking at the delivery tracker. And some of the things that you see on it, I mean, 28 sets of jerseys have been given to Zongo. So it's an achievement. And I for the life of me, I'm like...
things that people do to catch attention when they want to run for parliamentary
things
seats.
That people do as corporate social responsibility. I can't remember how many sets of jerseys Robert Coleman of Wembley has donated to communities and to places. I can't remember institutions like Hollard, name them, Nestle, Zoom Lion, name them, Glovo, things that in Kolenu, things that they are sponsors on our show, for example. The things that they are doing,
those are the things that a government of the day is capturing.
We'll have to do a website, all right, and officially launch it to say that yes, this is an achievement. I just couldn't believe it.
Did you ever see the video of it didn't happen in Ghana. This was a video of, I think, a member of parliament or one of those government officials who went to commission a footbridge, over a river.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was still standing on the thing when the thing collapsed.
It's funny. I think that we need to be honest with ourselves. Sincerely, we know that some of the people we put into certain positions, and we also have a very bad culture of some musical chairs. Sixtus is minister for so and so. He flips flops, takes a wrong decision, or is found in some corrupt activity. Sixtus is not sacked. He is moved from minister of so and so to minister of so and so. And it's okay, and it's business as usual, and people are satisfied with that.
As if nothing has happened.
Yes, if nothing happened. Elsewhere, people resign voluntarily.
It's because we are not engaged in politics of principle. We are all doing this prosperity politics. I mean, my family has been in poverty for long. So once I get there,
it's my turn to chop.
It's my turn to chop. So let me chop
one of the
some.
few people that I respect very much was Carlos Ahinkra. He resigned.
Yeah.
The late Jifa Tivo, she resigned.
I
mean, the bus
over things that today mean nothing to
it
government
means
officials.
But how is the Australian visa scandal, Padiman?
Please, he's our national youth coordinator.
Oh no, but I'm just saying that
he's the leader of the youth.
Even after Australian visa, so now he's the leader of the youth. What is the youth supposed to learn?
You see, I think that it's also in the interest of government officials, public servants.
Right.
Let me put it that way, to always ensure that they are properly cleared when it comes to some of these things. Because if I ever got into public life and there was ever to be any scandal over my head, God forbid, I would be more interested in going through the proper channels to be properly cleared than by some presidential pronouncement or ministerial pronouncement that says that, oh, there was nothing. Meanwhile, these things would follow you
it will come
forever
to you. It will come to
and
you.
ever. And the sad part is that it doesn't just follow you, the person in office. It's in most of the instances, they affect your family.
That's right.
They affect your family. Whether your family members are chopping with you or not, they get the heat.
They take the heat. And for me, I have had opportunity to have interviewed or moderated programs where Mr. Hajide Pius, because that's the gentleman we're talking about, has sat in front of me, and I said, look, he says, well, I've been cleared. And I said, well, but where is the report so that we are all on the same page? These things are, you look at PDS, you look at so many of them, and the people say, oh, we've been cleared, everything is okay. I said, by who? Who by? Where's the report? So the value for money conversation from the taxpayer's point of view is very important. We are not getting that, the value for money. We are not getting that. And it's